Jordi, after being down by as many as 25 and cutting it to those single digits, those closing out minutes, what was the main difference maker, especially in those closeout minutes?
Yeah, so the number one thing is control what we can control, and I think it's the boards. And those free throw box outs, that cannot happen. In the second half, they had 10-second chance points, so we gotta be better boxing out. Another thing that we can control, but at the same time cannot control, is getting to the free throw line 7 times. I think we were very aggressive. I like how CT was aggressive, how Mike was aggressive, and getting to the free throw line 7 times. I'm gonna have to watch it. The great thing that the league does is the text back program. So do that. And then go through the proper channels and ask them, as I develop my young guys, is how can I get, not necessarily 35, but, you see like that, my math is correct, it's 28, 28 different disparity is, how do I get a little bit better, right? So hopefully I can get some teaching points on that.
You mentioned about facing adversity in the last game and adapting and adjusting. Just what changed and what was the difference maker that allowed you guys to fight back and stay poised?
Yeah, I think we experienced our first game, and it's not who we want to be. There was some positives, but overall, the feeling was that we didn't fight enough. And today, for obvious reasons, you're at home. You get there to fight for a one-possession game, the energy in the building, the fans, making the run, the momentum. And, credit to our guys. They trusted the pass, ended up with 30 assists. And we shot 44 threes and made 19. So we were getting beat from the three-point line, and at the end of the game, we won the three-point line battle. So proud of the guys, a lot of things to work on. I liked our activity. We forced them 17 turnovers to 20 points. It's a team that doesn't turn it over, so that tells you how active we were. Now we got to clean up a little bit more, our pick and roll, our low mans, and those little things. But, really proud of these guys.
Jordi, whose job is it to get this team absolutely focused from the start, like we saw in the fourth quarter? Is it on the coaches? Is it on the players? Or is it kind of somewhere in the middle?
Yeah, it's on the coaches. We have to keep working to get better every day. Give them positive teaching points and hold them accountable. And that mix, I think, that brings the best out of everybody. If you watch the first game and the second, you see the difference between fighting and when adversity hits, staying together and talking to each other and have great body language. And, don't get discouraged for being down 25 and fight it all the way through. So, it's on the guys. When they respond and do good things, it's on them. When they don't, it's on us. And that's how this business works.
Hey, Jordy. When you see the way Ziaire and Jaeger both played down the stretch in the fourth quarter, I mean, you're leaving both of them out there for an extended time. Was that a game flow thing, or do you think specifically especially with Jaeger, he's easing his way in and becoming more and more comfortable and able to handle more responsibility?
Yeah, I think that you saw the rhythm of the game, and we were making a run. Ziaire was extremely active, was shooting well. So, sometimes you gotta read the game, and I felt like he needed to be there. Those guys did a great job. I think everybody had really good energy and brought something to the game. And regardless of the struggles, everybody was there together. So. Sometimes you have a plan, you have lineups, but then when games are developing, you have to, try to read what's going on and act accordingly to it. Was it perfect? I don't know. I'm gonna watch the film and I'll try to figure out how I can be better next time.
With Yegor specifically, he had a couple plays, very out of character for him, but it didn't feel like he really lost his composure. The play specifically, the late pass, late in the clock to the Ziaire 3. What were your thoughts on kind of his composure throughout and that play specifically?
Yeah, he's ready to do what he's supposed to. Like you see the 4 assists, 6 rebounds, 9 points, he shot 5 threes, made 3 of them. I don't care about the makes. I care about the aggressiveness. And, he shoots it. I think it's going in every time. When we take good shots, I always feel it's going in. And, probably the negative is the turnovers, right? And it's going to come the time that these guys see the game. Right now they see the game really fast, and that's normal for a young player. But I'm really proud of him, really proud of Ben, like everybody. And right now is how can we take that next step, how he grows. He played 24 minutes, which I think is great. But it's not enough. Like, can you do it again? Can you do it better? And that's got to be our mentality with all our young guys, right? Like you saw right there, all these guys playing and developing.
You mentioned some of the low man and help rotations, especially in pick and roll. Just curious if there's any specific things that you would like to see from those help defenders in terms of being there earlier or Xing out or awareness, kind of what you're seeing there.
Yeah, best teams in pick and roll are usually aggressive. You're a numbers guy, so you can look at that. And at least according to last year, the 2 teams that were in the finals, they were aggressive enough in pick and roll. Obviously, you have to be able to execute different coverages. When we were up in the 4th and we were disruptive and we had active hands, we got a lot of deflections. And that's what makes you a good defensive team. And like I said, 17 for 20 points for them as we took advantage of it. We just turned it over 20 times for 20 points too. So the little bit of the difference, I always tell the guys, 14 turnovers are mine because 14 happens in the game. You cannot be playing like you don't want to turn it over. But from 14 to 20, all that gap, we got to watch what happened and we got to be better. So every time that you keep yourself at those 14, I think you have a chance to win the game.
These were Yegor's first clutch minutes of his career, and perceivably one of the benefits of this year is you'll be able to get these rookies experience in moments like that. Just not just Yegor, but all of them. What do you want them to take from those moments? As they gain a little bit more experience in those high leverage situations.
Yeah, just take advantage of those minutes. Don't take it for granted. Every minute is very important. You have a guy behind just desperate to go take advantage of those minutes, and that healthy competition within the group is going to just push each other to be better. And he did a good job. Ben did a good job. And when Nolan is ready to play, he'll play just ready to own those minutes. And I want them to have that mindset.
Regarding those two, Ben has been starting. Yegor obviously was finishing this game. I'm curious, when you were deciding the lineup, is that a nod to what had been Ben's ball security in terms of not turning the ball over a lot? Is it a matter of Yegor, you like him with a particular unit, and maybe you have 2 primary scorers in the starters, and you want his offensive punch with the reserves? I'm curious what goes into the thought process and the decision making. I like this one with this unit and that one with that unit.
It's a complex question. Maybe we should need Lucas to give us some numbers, but I think the reality is we all try to figure it out here. And these are the first 2 NBA games of these 2 young basketball players, and they're both going to be really good. The steps have been great through preseason, and now that they have the chance to play, we've started the way we started. Like you guys know, Yegor is building up his minutes, and we got to do it in a way that it's safe. Today he got to 24 minutes. Is he going to start? I don't know. I just want everybody to play hard. Whether you start, you don't start, and if you don't play, you be ready. So that's the mindset. Today he did a good job with that group, and I let him roll because I felt like it was momentum on the game, and I probably would do it with anybody else.
Hey, Jordi. You mentioned the nature of the game. You guys fought. You came back. Why is an experience like that important for the young guys to see the effort and see the comeback that you guys did make?
Because it's got to matter to compete, and still you have to be mad that you didn't win. And, you know, when we played the first game and we don't give ourselves a chance, it's even worse because you didn't fight how you were supposed to. And I think to win consistently, you have to be competitive first and go and fight for everything. I think these experiences are great, but it's not just about the young guys, it's about everybody. It's about us. Everybody has to develop from Terrence Mann as the oldest guy active on the roster right now, Terrence is young, to the youngest guy who, I don't know if it's Nolan or Ben, one of the 19-year-olds, I don't know. And, you know, it's about all of us. And this is not a year for the rookies. We've drafted a lot of these guys, and all these guys are important. We brought a lot of these guys in, and all these guys are important. And because right now, all wearing this jersey, we see, like, you know, we're building this the right way, and winning starts now. Like you're saying, being competitive is important. When you get to the point that you can sustain success, this journey is important, and going through this, there's no other way. You don't turn, you know, in a year. So good, positive. I hope everybody, it felt like the fans were supporting, and that's what we want. I want everybody here in Brooklyn to be proud of this group and show the grit. And when the adversity hits, you try to overcome. So that was good.
Speak about Michael Porter Jr. He goes from being an important supporting player to a very good team with a great player, and suddenly he's on a bit of a different timeline in this team. He has to be a leader on a team full of rookies. How is he adjusting? What are you telling him about it?
Yeah, I was with Mike in Denver, and he was very important and young. And I'm with Mike here, and he had 31 points, shot 10 threes, and had 8 rebounds. So I think that's pretty impressive. So the role is going to be different. I've been telling him it's not going to be better or worse. It's just going to be different for many reasons. And he has to embrace the change. And so far, he's done it. He's a very good player. He's a very good shooter. He's a very good rebounder. He gets along with his teammates, and that's what I'm asking. Like, I don't need anything out of character. I don't need him to force it. Just be you and be the best version of yourself. And I think today we saw it with 2 guys, and Ziaire coming off the bench being that X factor. So very happy with Mike. We just got to keep building. And right now, at 27 years old, he's one of the vets. And it's crazy to think, right? But he is. Yeah, thanks.
Cam, in a game like this where, as a team, being down by almost 25 points and coming back to cut it, just as a group, what's the main takeaway about what this young team can do?
Yeah, the main takeaway is, great fight. We kept playing. We didn't give up. We kept sticking to the game plan, just turned up the aggressiveness, and things turned. The main thing I'll say is that we can't really start off slow like that. Starting off slow, turning the ball over, just getting them open threes, getting their momentum up, and then we get in a rut a little bit, and then it's tough to come back like that in the first half, and then they get rolling. So I would say just not waiting as late in the second half to get rolling, start doing stuff that we know that we're capable of. Sometimes it's a little too late, but I think it was a great fight today, and we did a great job.
As a team, what fueled you guys, and how were you guys able just to stay poised and locked in? Was it the message and the huddle? What was kind of going on?
Yeah, everybody was just staying connected. That's really our motto. Since Jordi's been here, just staying connected, embracing the grind, embracing our roles, embracing the adversity, and not, going off the rails and just, everybody doing their own thing. We just stayed connected this game, and things turned. So I think we did a great job of, still communicating. Even when we was down by 24, 25, whatever it was, we still communicated, still had great energy, great vibes, and, things turned. So I think we just got to put together a full 48, and I think we'll be in good shape for sure.
Cam, obviously you guys did a much better job in terms of your communication and connectivity today than you did in Charlotte. I'm curious, particularly late though in the fourth quarter, was there anything specific schematically that you guys changed defensively from first half to the second half or first half to that fourth quarter?
No, we kept doing the same schemes or whatever, but we just did more effort, more of, a sense of urgency. Obviously when you're down by a lot of points like that, you do stuff with a lot of sense of urgency way more than what we were doing. So we didn't really change anything. We just did a little bit more effort.
CT, you had 2 points in the first quarter, and you come out after your first shift, you come back in. It seemed like some sort of switch might have flipped in your aggressiveness. It felt like you were just kind of getting into your stuff quicker. Was there any conversation there, or in your mind, like, hey, I'm just going to kind of start to force the issue here a little bit?
Yeah, it was just a little bit of that, and also my teammates saying, be aggressive. We need you to be aggressive, and they'll play off me. So I think that really helps because, at the end of the day, you want to, play the right way and, still find the guys, but at the same time, you still got to be I still got to be myself and be aggressive, and then, find the guys when they're open. I think they did a good job of that. They made shots. Very proud of everybody, and, just want to keep building on it. Appreciate it.
Just playing with Yegor down the stretch there. Your thoughts kind of on his composure. He had some, admittedly, I'm sure he would say ugly moments, and then but I had some awesome moments at the same time. Kind of the way that he stayed steady and made some big plays for you guys. Yeah,
man, he was great. He was real great. Staying composed, like you said, whether it's a few turnovers or whatever, he didn't get down. I mean, he's young, he's a rookie, we understand. But he did a good job of bouncing back, turning over and then, walling up on the other end. Even though they got the dunk, he still made an unbelievable play at the rim. Instead on offense, just being ready to shoot, that's really the main thing. He saw, like on one play, I had 2 on me. He was wide open and knocked it down. So that just shows that he has a lot of confidence, a lot of composure, and I'm glad that, we have him. And I like to see him do it more consistently and, see where it goes. But, he was unbelievable tonight for sure.
Ziaire, you, as a team, you guys fought back in this one. Didn't get the win, but just what was the biggest difference in that fourth quarter that fueled you all and how you guys were able to stay with it?
Man, we just tried bouncing back after a tough loss. Season opener in Charlotte, we just want to give ourselves a chance to win. We kept telling each other, cut it to 15, cut it to 10, cut it to 5. And, we came up short, but I'm definitely proud of the guys for fighting all the way through and just got to keep improving from here.
We saw the frustration on that play where you thought you got fouled. Just what happened there? And kind of what were you told?
I mean, I was told that they missed it, and time after time again, it's always I missed it. I know the refs are human, but at the end of the day, I just want reciprocated energy. They called a 3-point foul on me, which was a foul, and I thought that my shot was a foul too. So they said they didn't see it, they missed it, they definitely missed it. But I mean, we can't blame the game on just that one play. So it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, it's 7 free throws for 35. I mean, that speaks for itself. They weren't really locked in today.
You had a lot of nice moments tonight, but I'd kind of like to ask you about the 3 to beat the shot clock buzzer and that pass from Yegor. Just kind of the composure of a rookie to be that late in the clock and still find you in a nice spot. Kind of what did you think of that play as a whole?
Yeah, it was amazing, man. Yegor, he's a great player and even a better human, man. I'm really glad we added him to the team this year. He's tall, honestly. When I first saw him, I'm like, damn, you tall. Great size. Plays the right way, and like you said, he's poised, man. You could tell that overseas ball he was playing, and leading his college team, it definitely taught him good things. So, I'm excited to see his future, and I'm excited to work with him and try to help him out as much as I could. But we're definitely gonna need him.
Ziaire, can you kind of talk about, the work you put in to get your shot to where it is at this point? Based on your progress last year, this preseason, and now through your first 2 games, it's pretty evident that guys can't leave you open beyond the arc anymore.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I worked my butt off every day this summer. You know, thousands and thousands of shots, 3 times a day, all different footworks. There's not any shot that I shoot in a game that I haven't worked on. And I'm a true believer that, you know, the amount of work you put in, it always comes back. And, you know, I just try to trust God and trust my work. And, you know, I'm glad I made some shots today.
You guys are obviously the youngest team in the NBA. You have a lot of rookies playing this season, and the whistle might be different, you know, for that relative to teams that have star players. Has there been a conversation, you know, like have the coaches spoken with you guys about that, about, you know, the need to play through that and kind of not get caught up in that, even if there's a little bit of a disparity like there was tonight?
Yeah, I mean, Jordi always tells us to let him handle it. You know, he hates when we get texts and, you know, flagrants and that stuff. But, I mean, when it's officiated like it is today, it's hard as a player not to say anything, you know. And like I said, all I want is just reciprocated energy, whether it's physical or whether they call it everything. Just call it both ways. That's my biggest thing. And, yeah, I mean, it was a tough game. But like I said, you know, we can't blame it on the ref. You know, we all got to look in the mirror and see what we could do better, watch film, and bounce back. So, yeah, I'll never be the one to blame it on the refs. I just wish they were a little better.
You mentioned how, as a group, you guys were saying just to chip away at that lead. Just when you look at the first half versus the second half, what defensive changes did you guys make, and what can you take away from that as you guys move forward?
I mean, I feel like our defense was the same. It was just the focus and the effort turned up a notch. You know, we started off that third quarter a little slow, and we called timeout and brought everybody back together and, you know, just reminded of the conversations we had yesterday, the practice we had, the film session, and you know, we picked it up. It was multiple efforts, guys flying around. We were physical, getting deflections. I mean, Clax had like 4 deflections in like a 1 minute, 2 minute span that, you know, really helped us boost and get that lift we needed to fight back. But it was a team effort, man. The bench was engaged, coaches were engaged, and you know, the guys that are on the court definitely felt the energy. The crowd was amazing today. They helped us get back as well. So, you know, it was a tough loss, but we definitely learned a lot, and you know, I'm just looking forward to improving on it.
Just a question about kind of the dynamics of. There were a couple of times in the first half and the third on a defensive possession where Jordi was kind of clearly disappointed in giving up an open 3 or something like that. I guess, what are the dynamics of having a coach who, I should rephrase that, do you feel like when Jordi is upset about a defensive effort or defensive play, like it is warranted, and how does that, I guess, help a locker room dynamic that you feel like it's warranted when the coach is getting on you?
Oh, okay, sorry, one more time, repeat that.
When Jordi gets on you, it seems like it's pretty warranted, and it's after mistakes.
Right.
I'm wondering if you feel that way, that when Jordi's tough on you, it's kind of deserved.
Oh, absolutely, for sure. I mean,
what that does kind of for the locker room.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's a coach for a reason. You know, when we mess up, it's his job to coach us and tell us to do it right. Now, if you want to have a pissy attitude about it and take it the wrong way, that's on you. But I mean, you know, the coach is always going to call a spade, you know, and that's what I appreciate about him. He doesn't care who you are, what your role is. If you see something wrong, he's going to call you out on it, and that's what it takes to be great. And, you know, the next step for us is players to hold each other accountable, you know, instead of Jordi yelling at me, have Mike yell at me or whoever, you know what I mean? And that's going to take us to the next level. But, yeah, I mean, he's a coach for a reason. He knows his stuff. He knows the system that he wants to run. So, yeah, he's whenever he yells, it's for a reason. And, yeah, you know, we just got to just say okay and be better. That's it.
With CT and MPJ, obviously much different offensive nights for them Wednesday night compared to tonight. Did you feel like there was more, I don't know, flow, or if something changed that kind of got them going? And then also, is there kind of an after effect for the rest of you guys as well, that everything starts to kind of open up a little bit for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's going to take time. We have like 15 new guys on the team. You know, everyone's still learning each other. It's not going to happen overnight, but, you know, we're definitely playing through those two. Coach talks to them a lot about, making their lives easier, playing faster, doing quicker actions for both of them. But I thought it was good. I mean, they both shot 22, 23 shots. It was pretty equal. They're tough makers, every shot they shoot, we believe it's going in, and we're going to need them to have big nights like this to make it far and win games. So, we definitely still have work to do and things to improve on, but, it was a good start and definitely a much better bounce back from the first game.